Thank you so much. Oh, hey! How are you doing?
I'm very much a product of modern Hawaii culture in that I have in my background Japanese, Chinese, Hawaiian. Iolani Palace had electricity. I just love saying this. I love this. Iolani Palace had electricity like years before the White House did. What benefits Native Hawaiians benefits everyone. Hawaii is the only state in the United States that allows public access to the shoreline no matter what. This is based upon ancient Hawaiian practice and custom. And we now have it cemented in our case law through the Supreme Court and statute through the legislature. And it's based on the rights of Native Hawaiians, but it benefits everyone.
Hi!
Hey,
how are you?
A lot of people think, or we get asked the question like, oh, do you live in grass huts? Do you wear coconut bras? Do you ride dolphins? A lot of stereotypes are like abuse, laziness, overweight, diabetes, but at the same time like very aloha and very kind and like naive kind.
Bye-bye.
The day of the Pearl Harbor bombing, looked up in the skies and they saw a plane actually in our neighborhood, a kamikaze pilot from Japan going down to his death. It was on our street. As the pilot came down, he looked down and he was amazed to see all the faces were Japanese faces, because that's our neighborhood. It's all Japanese.
Much.
So this is a poem I wrote back in 1991. Ohana is the Hawaiian term for family. It is said that American Indians believe that people of mixed race heritage are special people.
We are Spanish, Dutch, German, French, Czechoslovakian,
A lot of different ones.
a quarter Mexican, about 20% Japanese, Chinese, and then just 5% or like 6% Hawaiian, 1/16 Hawaiian.
I'm half Japanese, half Chinese. It's really cool because I dance hula too, and I don't really look like someone who would dance hula, but yeah, it's
awesome.
It's a really cool experience to get to do that.
They believe that these people are the rainbow children who are the bridge between the races.
Definitely that's a big benefit. Huge variety of stuff that we get introduced to and that we get access to because of our culture.
I feel like sometimes it can be overwhelming having like so many cultures clashing.
Our next interview.
I married somebody from Micronesia, so there's a lot of misinformation out there about where Micronesia is, what are Micronesians. They really are at the bottom of the totem pole, and there's a lot of prejudice.
I'm like half Marshallese and half Pohnpei. To this day, people still call us Marshallese and Jugis like cockroaches, which is really still bums me out and it irritates me.
People don't seem to understand what America's history was in the Pacific. America, of course, conducted huge numbers of nuclear testing in the Marshall Islands, starting in the 1950s and 60s.
When the Marshall Islands was bombed by the US people, they came and they were trying to like do like the nuclear bomb to see if it worked and stuff. I think it's not fair because they did something that lasts long.
So I was born and raised here in Hawaii. My biological mother was 16 years old. I was adopted into a pure Japanese family, and the way my mom then treated me like an outcast because I'm not pure Japanese, and it made me feel lost, alone, and really broken. And then I ran away and I actually made a life on the streets. You know, prostitution, stealing, whatever. I did everything. I had 6 kids before I went to prison. Prison was a place of healing for me. It starts with me. What can I do? My passion is with the women in the prison. So what can I do for them? Hopefully I can inspire them not to fight, not to be angry, not to be resentful of their past, but to let go and forgive. That's what I can do. And that's why I like to use the Queen Liliuokalani, as my compass in life. She wants the Hawaiian people not to be angry, but to just forgive the white men, for real.
Sounds good.
But Hawaii's different because they were a nation. It wasn't colonized. Colonization is that process where you're taking over a foreign place and people and so forth. Hawaii was a sovereign, recognized nation in 1843, the first non-European place to achieve such. You had these native peoples that were educated and brilliant and progressive and modern, and that ran a country that was recognized by Britain, France, that held sway in the world. And then a century later, you have those people talked about as if they were savages. In relation to your project, I think something that's great, but also that we need to problematize right off the bat, is the idea of all 50 states. I mean, most of my colleagues don't consider Hawaii a state of the United States. They literally consider Hawaii as a nation that's occupied by the U.S.
See ya. You too. Hi.
Priya. Hi, Priya.
Nice to meet you. Winona. Yeah.
Winona.
Nice to meet you.
But growing up your age, we didn't know that we could learn Hawaiian language because it wasn't offered. How about that? Did you know that? In Hawaii, no Hawaiian language when I was 18. Yeah. So can you imagine how damning that is of the system of education in general?
She's not crying.
Here we are.
Oh, hi. Hello.
The renaissance of Hawaiian culture and the reopening of Hawaiian history has opened up some real angst.
Why are you doing that? We are here in Hawaii. We just found out our flight has been canceled. We're trying to get home and our flight has been canceled.